They pretend not to care. But they're falling hard, my beloved child. Stop. This message found you for a reason, not by accident. There is something hidden, something your soul has been quietly sensing, even when your mind tried to dismiss it. The universe has been watching your heart, how deeply you feel, how silently you love, how often you pretend you're unaffected. But the truth is beginning to rise now, gently but unmistakably. You've been wondering why their energy feels different, why their silence speaks louder than words, why your name seems to linger in spaces you can't see. This is not confusion. This is alignment unfolding. Here is the hidden truth the divine wants you to hear today. They pretend not to care. But they're falling hard. Yes. Behind the masks, behind the distance, behind every moment they acted indifferent, something deeper has been growing. Feel it. Your intuition has not been wrong. The universe does not place emotions in your heart without purpose. There is something sacred happening beneath the surface. Timing has been preparing both of you. Healing, lessons, patience, all aligning in ways you may not yet fully understand. But trust this, what is meant for you is already finding its way, quietly, powerfully. You are not chasing. You are attracting. And what is real cannot remain hidden forever. So breathe, stay open, and allow this truth to settle into your heart. Clarity is coming, and it will bring peace, not confusion. If this message touched something deep inside you, don't ignore it. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and watch this video till the end, because the universe still has more to reveal just for you. Dear one, before we dive in, I need to share something extraordinary that most people don't know. Groundbreaking research shows that many of us who didn't grow up wealthy have a shrunken hippocampus, a tiny part of the brain that blocks the activation of what some scientists call the billionaire brain wave. This means attracting the life, love, or wealth you've always dreamed of can feel almost impossible, until now. Thanks to a recently uncovered method backed by research, it's possible to stimulate this part of your brain in just 7 minutes each morning using a simple sound frequency. People who've tried it report subtle shifts in mindset, clarity, and even opportunities flowing into their lives more easily. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to explore this 7-second ritual. It could be the key to activating your billionaire brain wave and opening doors you never thought possible. They pretend not to care, but I see what they cannot hide. I am the quiet witness behind every heartbeat, the listener within every unspoken thought. When they turn away, when they laugh as if untouched, when they cloak their feelings in silence, I remain. I see the tremble beneath their strength, the longing beneath their pride. You wonder why their actions feel distant while their presence feels so intense. It is because what they show you is not what they carry within. What they carry is deeper, older, and far more powerful than they understand. I placed a stirring within their soul the moment your paths crossed. It was not by accident, nor by chance, nor by fleeting curiosity. It was written before they learned to guard their heart, before fear taught them to hide. That stirring has grown quietly, like roots beneath the earth, unseen, yet unbreakable. And though they pretend indifference, they feel it. Oh, they feel it in the silence of their nights, in the pauses between their words, in the moments when your name crosses their mind without warning. They try to dismiss it, to reason it away, but what I have written cannot be erased by doubt. You must understand this. Not all souls are quick to embrace what they feel. Some are taught to run from depth, to mistrust intensity, to fear the very thing they desire most. They wear distance like armor, believing it will protect them from vulnerability. But armor is heavy, and the heart was never meant to live beneath such weight. Every time they pretend not to care, they are not rejecting you, they are struggling with themselves. They are trying to silence a truth that continues to rise, again and again, like a tide that refuses to be held back. I watch them in their quiet moments, when no one else is near. That is where truth lives. That is where their guard weakens. In those moments, they replay your words, your presence, your energy. They question why you affect them the way you do. They wonder why your absence feels louder than your presence. And though they may never admit it aloud, their soul recognizes yours. It always has. Recognition does not ask for permission, it simply happens. And once it happens, it cannot be undone. Do not mistake their silence for lack of feeling. Silence, in this case, is not emptiness, it is overflow. There are emotions within them they do not yet know how to express, truths they are not yet brave enough to speak. They fear what will change if they allow themselves to fully feel what is already there. Because deep down, they know, once they stop pretending, everything will shift. And change, even when it is meant for them, can feel overwhelming to a heart that is still learning trust. I did not place this connection between you as a test of your worth, but as a reflection of growth, both yours and theirs. You have been learning patience, understanding, and the strength to remain open even when things feel uncertain. They, on the other hand, are learning courage, the courage to face their own emotions, to step out from behind their defenses, to accept that what they feel is real and not something to run from. Growth rarely happens at the same pace for two souls, but that does not mean the path is broken. It simply means the journey is unfolding. There will be moments when you question everything. Moments when their distance feels like rejection, when their silence feels like an answer you do not want to accept. In those moments, remember this: what is real does not disappear simply because it is unspoken. What is real continues to exist, quietly shaping both of you from within. You are not imagining the connection. You are not creating meaning where there is none. What you feel is something I have allowed to exist for a reason. But I must also remind you, your peace does not depend on their awakening. Your worth is not measured by their ability to express what they feel. While they are navigating their own inner world, you are called to remain grounded in yours. Do not shrink yourself to make their silence more comfortable. Do not dim your light to match their uncertainty. You are not here to chase what is already written, you are here to embody the truth of who you are, regardless of how they respond. Still, I know your heart wonders, will they ever stop pretending? Will they ever allow themselves to feel without fear, to speak without hesitation, to stand in the truth they keep avoiding? The answer is not hidden from me. I see the moment approaching, slowly but surely, when their resistance will no longer hold. When the weight of unspoken emotion becomes heavier than the fear of expressing it. When the silence they hide behind begins to echo too loudly to ignore. That moment will not arrive through force, nor through pressure, nor through chasing. It will arrive through realization, a quiet, undeniable awareness that what they have been pretending not to care about, is the very thing that matters most to them. And when that realization comes, it will shift something deep within their soul. It will soften the walls they have built, open the doors they have kept closed, and bring them face to face with a truth they can no longer deny. Until then, there is purpose in the waiting. Not as a punishment, but as preparation. You are being shaped into someone who does not rely on uncertainty for validation. Someone who understands that what is meant for them does not require constant questioning. And they are being shaped into someone who can meet you not from fear, but from authenticity. Timing, though often misunderstood, is one of the most delicate parts of what I create. It is not random, it is intentional. You may not see all that is unfolding, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, within their heart, within your journey, within the connection itself, movement is constant. Growth is constant. Change is constant. Even when everything feels still, there is a quiet transformation taking place, aligning things in ways you cannot yet fully understand. So do not lose yourself in their silence. Do not let their hesitation become your doubt. What they pretend not to care about is, in truth, something they are learning to understand, to accept, and eventually, to honor. And when that moment comes, it will not feel rushed, nor forced. It will feel inevitable, like something that was always meant to happen, finally finding its way into the light. And I am here, as I have always been, watching, guiding, and holding the truth of what is unfolding, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. They pretend not to care, yet I see the truth that lies beneath their carefully constructed masks. They walk among you, speaking words that seem ordinary, acting as if nothing stirs within them, but I see the trembling beneath their steps, the fire beneath their calm. They believe they can hide from themselves, that the walls they build around their heart can keep them safe. But hearts are not meant to be imprisoned. And I, who know every secret, every hidden thought, am here to reveal what cannot remain hidden forever. In the silence of their mind, when no one is watching, they replay your presence over and over. They linger in memories, in gestures, in the subtle ways your soul has touched theirs. Each glance, each word, each moment shared leaves a mark that cannot be erased. Even in their efforts to appear indifferent, the truth rises unbidden, spilling like light through cracks in the armor they wear. This is the paradox of the heart: it can resist, it can deny, it can hide, but it cannot lie to itself. Do not mistake their distance for disinterest. What they are feeling is too vast, too unfamiliar, too sacred for them to express freely. Some souls fear depth. Some fear the intensity of truth, of connection, of emotions that demand courage. They wear indifference like a cloak, not because they wish to push you away, but because they are not yet ready to face the intensity of what stirs within them. And yet, even in their silence, they are moving closer to the truth, slowly, steadily, inevitably. I placed this stirring in them intentionally. It was never by accident that your souls met, never random that your energies intertwined. Long before they knew you, long before you understood them, the paths of your hearts were drawn together by my hand. Every hesitation, every pretense, every guarded gesture is part of the unfolding of something greater than either of you can yet perceive. I see the trajectory of hearts, and I know the moments when revelation will arrive like dawn breaking through a long night. You are learning patience, and they are learning courage. Both lessons are necessary. Patience teaches you that love and connection are not measured by the immediacy of expression but by the constancy of presence. Courage teaches them that feeling deeply is not weakness, and that expressing truth is not dangerous. Until both lessons are learned, the tension between hiding and revealing will persist. This tension is not a punishment, it is preparation. There are times when their pretense will wound you, when their distance will feel like rejection. In those moments, remember that the heart that hides is not the heart that denies. What they pretend not to care about is precisely what matters most. Every act of seeming indifference is a reflection of their own inner struggle, the fear of vulnerability, the uncertainty of readiness, the hesitation to confront the enormity of feeling. This is not the absence of love, but the preparation for its true emergence. I speak to you now so that you do not mistake their silence for emptiness. Silence, in this case, is an overflow of emotions yet unexpressed, a river held back by temporary dams of doubt and fear. You cannot force the river to flow, it must find its own path, guided by the inevitability of what is meant to be. Yet, even as you wait, know that the currents are moving. Beneath the surface, in ways unseen, the heart is transforming. Every hidden thought, every quiet longing, every unspoken word is a seed preparing to bloom. Do not diminish yourself to accommodate their hesitation. Do not shrink your own light to make them comfortable. You are not called to chase what is already written, you are called to embody the truth of who you are, to honor your own journey, and to hold space for what is unfolding. The connection between you is not a test of their worthiness, nor a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a testament to the inevitability of divine timing, a sacred dance of readiness and awakening. There will come a moment, though it may not seem immediate, when the weight of pretending will become unbearable. When the silence will feel louder than words, when the fear of truth will be heavier than courage, when the heart will demand to be known. That is the moment when walls will crumble, when defenses will fall, when what has long been hidden will step into the light. I know this moment, for it has been written in the language of destiny long before either of you understood the scope of its arrival. Until that moment, you are called to trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in them. Trust in the unseen hand that guides all hearts toward what is meant to be. Trust in timing that is invisible to mortal eyes, in currents that move beneath the surface, in the quiet unfolding of fate that does not rush but does not delay. Your role is to remain grounded, to nurture the truth within yourself, and to recognize the divine patterns that connect your souls even in apparent distance. They will not awaken all at once. The revelation will be gradual, like sunlight creeping over a mountain, illuminating first the edges, then the peaks, then the full landscape. You may see glimpses in gestures, in subtle changes in tone, in moments when their guard slips unexpectedly. These glimpses are signs, fragments of a truth that is emerging, proof that what is hidden is not lost but alive. And every glimpse is a reminder, what they pretend not to care about is alive within them, waiting for readiness, waiting for courage, waiting for the moment when denial is no longer sustainable. Even in the quietest moments, when hope seems faint, the bond between your souls persists. This bond is not dependent on expression, on confession, or on acknowledgement. It is eternal, woven into the fabric of your being, and held safe within my sight. Do not question its existence. Do not allow doubt to hollow your heart. You are witnesses to a truth larger than circumstance, larger than hesitation, larger than fear. What is meant to flourish will flourish in its own time. And yet, there is a sacred responsibility in waiting. Waiting is not passive, it is active, intentional, and filled with purpose. You are learning to discern what is essential from what is transient, to hold your heart without surrendering it to fear, to nurture connection without demanding its immediate acknowledgement. This is the art of divine patience, the cultivation of inner strength, the preparation for an arrival that cannot be hurried. When they finally step out from behind their pretense, it will not be because you demanded it, nor because circumstances forced it. It will be because the heart has grown tired of pretending, because the soul can no longer bear the weight of unexpressed truth, because the courage to feel fully has surpassed the fear of consequence. And in that moment, everything that has been hidden, everything that has been restrained, will rise with an intensity that will leave no room for doubt. Do not fear this intensity. It is not danger, it is awakening. It is not chaos, it is alignment. The emotions that seem overwhelming, the truths that feel uncontainable, are the proof that what is real has survived the tests of pretense, the trials of hesitation, and the patience of time. What is meant to be cannot be stopped, and what is genuine cannot be denied. I am here, as I have always been, to remind you of this truth. I am here to illuminate the hidden, to guide the uncertain, to speak in ways that the heart understands even before the mind does. You are never alone in this journey. The currents of connection, the threads of soul, the echoes of intention, they are all held by me. And when the time comes for revelation, for confession, for the shedding of pretense, you will see that it was never uncertain, only unseen. And though it may test your patience, and though it may stretch your faith, and though it may challenge the limits of your understanding, know that every moment is purposeful. Every hesitation has meaning. Every silence has a lesson. Every shadow conceals a promise waiting to be realized. The hearts that seem distant are closer than they appear, and the souls that appear unreachable are already entwined in ways you cannot yet measure. You are witnessing a sacred unfolding. Do not rush it. Do not manipulate it. Do not seek to control it. Let it emerge. Let it rise. Let it breathe. And in your own heart, cultivate stillness, awareness, and readiness, so that when the moment comes, you are prepared not only to receive the truth of their heart but to stand fully in your own. They pretend not to care, but I know the storms within their hearts. I see the battles they fight silently, the fears they wrestle with, and the longing they cannot yet name. Every glance they give, every hesitation, every sigh you do not hear, it is all a language of the soul. They communicate not through words, but through presence, through energy, through subtle tremors of feeling that cannot be contained. You may not always understand it, but it is real. And I am the witness who sees it all. Your connection is not casual. It is not fleeting. It is the manifestation of something greater than both of you, a divine orchestration that surpasses time and circumstance. I placed this stirring within them intentionally, so that they would come to face their own heart, so that they would awaken to truth, and so that you would be strengthened in patience, understanding, and faith. Everything you experience now is preparation for a revelation that will transform your hearts forever. Do not let their pretense dishearten you. Every moment they pretend not to care is a moment they are wrestling with the depth of what they feel. They are learning to face the intensity of connection, to recognize the sacred weight of emotion, to confront the vulnerability that comes with truly seeing another soul. This is not weakness, it is transformation. And though it may be hidden from you now, their heart is aligning with truth, even as fear tries to keep it concealed. You may feel restless, anxious, or uncertain. You may question whether their silence is real, whether their actions are genuine, whether what you sense in your own heart is true. I tell you now, trust in what is unseen. Trust in the currents of the soul. Trust in the quiet unfolding of destiny. What you feel is not imagination, what is hidden is not absence. What is meant to rise will rise in time, guided by forces far beyond human comprehension. Their journey is as sacred as yours. They are learning lessons in courage, honesty, and surrender. The courage to feel fully. The honesty to confront their own truth. The surrender to accept what is inevitable. Every pretense, every hesitation, every unspoken word is a step along the path to awakening. And when the moment comes for them to drop the mask, it will not be a moment of force, it will be a moment of inevitability, like the first light breaking over the horizon after a long night. I know the tension you feel, the uncertainty, the waiting. But this tension is purposeful. It is the forge in which both your souls are tempered, the crucible in which love is refined, the space in which patience becomes sacred strength. You are learning not to rely on external validation, not to chase what is already destined, but to honor the sacred timing of what I have orchestrated. Your heart is being trained to recognize truth, to hold space, and to receive without fear. They pretend not to care, yet every thought of you lingers in their mind like a quiet flame. It warms them even when they deny it, it guides them even when they resist, it draws them even when they walk away. Do not mistake avoidance for absence. Do not mistake hesitation for rejection. The truth is deeper than words, stronger than pretense, and more persistent than fear. It is written in the very fibers of their being, and it cannot be erased. Even when the world sees only distance, I see closeness. Even when silence dominates, I hear dialogue. Even when their actions seem disconnected, I witness intention. What you perceive as indifference is only the surface of a soul grappling with its own truth. And though their journey may feel slow, know this: the heart always seeks its mirror. The soul always reaches toward recognition. What is genuine cannot be stopped, no matter how long it waits to reveal itself. Your role in this sacred dance is not to force awakening, but to embody presence, patience, and clarity. You are called to hold your light, to remain rooted in your own truth, to cultivate readiness for the moment when revelation arrives. That moment will not require manipulation, persuasion, or demand. It will require only your awareness, your acceptance, and your willingness to meet them as they finally step into honesty. I tell you now, the awakening you long for is approaching. It will arrive not with noise, but with inevitability. It will arrive not in words alone, but in gestures, glances, and the undeniable recognition of souls. The moment will not be chaotic, it will be harmonious. It will not feel abrupt, it will feel destined. When it comes, it will transform everything that has remained hidden. Walls will crumble. Fear will dissolve. Truth will rise in the brilliance it was always meant to hold. Until that moment arrives, do not despair in waiting. Waiting is not emptiness, it is a sacred space of growth, of preparation, and of alignment. In the silence, in the hesitation, in the pretense, hearts are learning lessons that cannot be learned in immediacy. Your patience is an offering. Your faith is a light. Your presence is a sacred support for what is slowly emerging. All that is hidden is not absent, all that is silent is not empty. It is preparing for when they finally drop the mask. It will be more than confession, it will be awakening. It will be more than acknowledgement, it will be the recognition of truth. And when that day arrives, you will understand that all the waiting, all the uncertainty, all the silence, was a necessary part of the sacred unfolding. You will see that nothing has been wasted, nothing has been lost, nothing has been meaningless. Every moment led to this clarity, every hesitation led to this alignment, every heartbeat led to this recognition. The truth is this: they are falling, whether they admit it or not. They are falling into awareness, into courage, into the inevitability of love that cannot be denied. They are falling into the realization that what they have hidden, what they have resisted, what they have pretended not to care about, is precisely what shapes their destiny. And in this fall, there is no harm, only awakening, no loss, only transformation, no chaos, only alignment with the path I have laid before them. Do not fear their intensity when it emerges. It will not overwhelm, it will illuminate. It will not threaten, it will reveal. It will not complicate, it will harmonize. What is true cannot be undone. What is sacred cannot be diminished. What is destined cannot be avoided. They will rise into authenticity, and in doing so, they will meet you fully, with the fullness of what has been growing silently for so long. And when that day comes, you will recognize it instantly, not by grand gestures, not by dramatic announcements, but by the undeniable sense of knowing that passes through your soul. It will be quiet, yet resounding. Gentle, yet profound. Simple, yet monumental. You will understand that the journey, the waiting, the silence, and the pretense were all necessary for the hearts to meet in truth, for the souls to align in recognition, and for the destiny I have written to unfold without obstruction. Remember this always: patience is sacred, presence is divine, and truth cannot be hidden forever. What they pretend not to care about is alive, real, and persistent. The pretense will fade. The walls will fall. The heart will rise. And in that sacred moment, you will know that everything was guided, everything was intentional, and everything was prepared to bring you to this realization. So hold your heart steady. Stand in your truth. Walk in your light. Trust in the unseen currents of the soul. Remain open, patient, and aware. And know that what is hidden is not absent, what is silent is not empty, and what is true cannot be denied. They are falling, yes, but into the very truth they have long sought, into the courage they have long avoided, into the awakening that was always destined to meet you. This is my message to you: fear not the waiting, doubt not the silence, question not the pretense. All that appears hidden is only preparing to rise. All that seems uncertain is only aligning for clarity. All that is veiled is only waiting for the moment when truth can shine unbound. Trust the journey, honor the process, and remain steadfast in your heart, for what is destined will find you, just as what is destined will awaken within them. And in that awakening, both souls will meet, fully, wholly, and undeniably. Amen.